Hi, I'm George K. and this is my father Niels. Welcome back to another episode of Father and Synthesizer. This is the 30th episode so far, and today we're talking about the STM Bluepill, a first beginner project, and our very own STM Essential Shield. Now, Niels, the STM Bluepill is a really good microcomputer that can be had for like €2 or $2.
Right.
And talk a bit about your experiences with them.
Yeah, I just love those little things. They're very powerful, very versatile, and dead cheap. But usually if something is that cheap, there's a drawback. And it is in this case as well. In total, I bought so far 3 batches of STMs, always like 10 a batch. And the first one, beautiful, no complaints. It works everything like specified. The second batch, man, no, ADC conversion was not possible.
And it wasn't like a normal noise, you had a little bit of noise on the analog input channels, but occasionally, twice every second or so, you'd get a massive spike that goes to or near the maximum value or something like that.
Yeah.
No idea why that happens.
It's like the highest bit is toggling randomly, something like that. So completely useless.
And that's all 10 of these STMs?
Yeah, I checked all 10. All had the same behavior. The third batch presented another problem. It was not possible to bring it into boot mode so that I can upload a program. I looked through the internet and luckily I found a solution for that. If you shorten R3, which is a 100K resistor on the backside of the Bluepill, then you can bring the chip reliable into boot mode. So yeah, third batch is usable with a little manual work. Fourth batch is on its way. I'm very curious how that will behave.
Now, let's start with programming an STM Essential or any STM Bluepill. How do you do that?
There's a lot of tutorials on the internet. I chose the Arduino IDE for programming the STM. For that you need an USB to TTL converter. They are very cheap. You just write your program on the Arduino IDE and then press upload, compile and upload, and after that your sketch runs on the STM. Sadly, a couple of weeks ago I blew up that converter together with the Bluepill, and so I ordered a couple of new TTL converters. And the funniest thing, you have a serial connection to the STM, yes, but you cannot program the STM with them.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time that's happened. You've ordered TTL adapters before and they didn't work either.
That's right. So the ones I ordered like a year ago, beautiful. And the new ones I ordered over the last 3 months, none of them works anymore.
No idea why.
No idea why.
So what did you do to fix that?
Yeah, I was looking for an alternative, and
since we only have like 3 working adapters left, and once they're gone, we'd have to stop our development entirely.
Right. So there's a good alternative. You can use the ST-Link V2 adapter. You connect it to a different part of the Bluepill, but it is very easy and very fast actually to upload a precompiled binary file with that method. What's not possible is you have no serial connection. But then you have your not working TTL adapter that does the serial connection. So it's a little bit more complicated, but it's a workable solution. Any of you have an idea why the new TTL converters do not work anymore? You're welcome.
Yeah, please write down in the comments or over on Reddit. That would be really helpful, thank you.
Yeah.
Now then, in the past 2 weeks we've been working on the quantum synthesizer, what you see in the background, and we've been working on the UI because it runs off of a single essential shield. And one specific part about that was very important, that we have a working tuner in there. It's equivalent to a Chromatic guitar tuner.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a sketch that worked somewhat, and Reddit user Gilga Frank posted a little bit of code, which you see on screen right now, and I sent that to Niels, and you were quite inspired by that, weren't you?
Yes, indeed. I tried it on a different essential shield
Just as a standalone thing.
As a standalone thing, and it worked beautiful.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so fast.
Very fast, very reliable. I was very happy to work with that. But sadly, once I installed a timer interrupt on that STM, because we need the timer interrupts that drive our sound synthesis. That's the envelopes and any sound we generate.
That would be the LFO as well.
As soon as we did that, this sketch didn't work anymore. We couldn't measure any frequencies anymore.
But this Reddit comment and this bit of code inspired you to create an own standalone STM sketch.
Right. What I came up with is I used the trigger input of our essential shield, and instead of counting the trigger pulses for 1 second, and then I have my frequency, which is slow and not so good, instead of that, I measure the time between two trigger impulses. Once I have the time for one period of the signal that we want to measure, I can calculate the frequency. And well, since I was working on that, I made this standalone sketch for our essential shield where you can measure frequencies and you see on the display the tuning behavior. So you see it basically works like a chromatic tuner. So you'll see the note that's being played and a bar that shows how close you are, how many cents you're off of that note. Mm-hmm. And this sketch is available over on GitHub. We have now moved a lot of our projects over to GitHub, finally, as so many of you have requested. And this also includes the display driver for the little display that we use, the OLED. Yeah.
And now let's check it out. And you can see how quickly that is reacting. And you can tune really precisely. And this is all running on an STM Essential Shield. Okay, now that you've seen it in action, I'm sure that you want to try this yourself. And lucky for you, we finally have our STM Essential Shields for sale. I'm selling them on eBay because we don't have a proper shop yet. Just check down in the description, I've got the link there, and sadly we've only 10 available for now, and once they're gone it'll be a few weeks before we get new ones in stock.
If there's any.
Yeah, if there's any demand at all.
True.
And you can always also build your own PCB with this Essential Shield. And as I've said before, please check out the GitHub and other projects that are running on this Essential Shield, because this can do so much more than a few basic projects. This will also run the drum fountain, the algorithm, probably the wavetable synthesizer as well, and we've also done a sample player for this. Now I don't know if they're all on GitHub yet, but
not yet.
But they're definitely all on our website, which is also found down below. And for the future, we want to make a little series of simple projects for this STM Essential Shield, so you can get to know it at your own pace and have several smaller projects, like a frequency counter, which we've got now, which is the tuner, and a frequency generator maybe, or simple things like that.
Yeah, the frequency generator might be very interesting because it is the basis of how you generate sound using a microcontroller with a wavetable. Very simple, very effective, very nice.
And then we're also going to do a MIDI interface, and if you combine those two together, you've already got a synthesizer.
True.
And we're also developing plenty of other more advanced projects. We've got a quad envelope in the works, and a bunch of other projects, fancy generative random sequences and all the good stuff. So we hope to see you again soon. Next episode is in 2 weeks, so until then, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, as James May says, and stay safe, stay at home, follow your government's regulations so you don't get sick. And remember, stay curious.